Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. All right, Trump and his gag orders. Um, the judge met yesterday in the morning before trial on Thursday to go over four more violations of the gag order that Trump has been under. And the judge didn't come away real happy with Todd Blanche, Trump's lawyer. Again, Mr. Blanche seems to be losing his credibility. Or after that morning meeting in a court day, I guess last night, Trump reposted something from Steve Bannon's podcast. He did last night or this morning, but he reposted something from Steve Bannon's podcast, which Steve Bannon asked a question of Rudy Giuliani's son, who was acting like a reporter on the scene in front of a bunch of Trumpers that they got gathered together. And in that little on the scene reporting, Giuliani's son went on to list off that the judge's daughters made $90 million off of the Democrats, from Kamala Harris and like Adam Schiff and a bunch of other Democrats. It's just like, it's ludicrous to think that this young woman, the judge's daughter, has made $90 million off of a bunch of Democrats. I mean, she's a judge's daughter. She'd be a nobody in any other world other than if her father's a federal judge or a New York state judge. But she's a nobody. Why would they pay her $90 million? It makes no sense. But they don't have to tell the truth. And as we've seen with right-wing media, the truth is just an inconvenience that gets in the way of a really good story. There's a small problem, though. The judge has already commented, and as have other judges, that reposting other people's social media parts counts as you saying it yourself. And it's a 17-minute long clip, apparently, but the judge's daughter bashing happens in the first 2 minutes. So I also want to read on that. I want to read on the general thing with the judge and Trump's gag order, and then with this video that went up and the repercussions from it. Because my reaction when I saw that was, somebody's going to spend overnight or a weekend in jail. That overnight could be like, Tuesday night and then released on Wednesday when there wouldn't be court, and teach them a lesson type of thing. That you keep doing this, you're out of bounds. I am really curious to see where this goes. Okay, entertainment purposes only. Let's look at the general energy around the gag order after the judge met with Trump and Trump's lawyers on Thursday. Okay. I really do need to get t-shirts made. So, the signifier card, the card that's the foundation of this reading, is the Five of Wands, affectionately known as the Drunken Hillbilly Brawl card. Yep, of course it is. Just mayhem. Trump is trying so desperately to rile people up. That's why he keeps violating the gag order. It continues to not work. And that's simply because he walked away from 1,000 of his most rabid followers, and they are all suffering from misdemeanors and felonies and prison time for January 6th, 2021 actions in the Capitol. Cross with the Ace of Swords. The judge is done. He is done. He wants the drama to stop violating the gag order and trying to get people to threaten this case and cause a mistrial. He's been very clear in his messaging, and again, when he was saying that jail is on the table, he wasn't kidding that jail was on the table. And Trump's going to just continue pushing the limit because nobody has held him to account so far. So why believe this judge? He's going to collapse just like all the other ones. In the past, we've got the Five of Swords. the winning at all costs, no compromise. This is Trump to a T. You know, he keeps pushing the envelope. He keeps saying, you know, if you arrest me, my people are going to rise up and you know, burn down New York City type of thing, which would be a real shame because from according to Eric Trump, Trump built the skyline. It's amazing to think that that New York skyline was all built in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the aughts, you know, because in 70s is really a reach for it. Um, oh, of course, Eric is dumb and wrong. Oh, yeah, forgot. But anyways, yeah, two fives, transitions here. These are cards of transitions, both of them. So there's interesting transitions going on for Senor Donald. The current situation is the Hermit card. This F around and find out. Somebody is effing around and they're about to find out. This is not going to end well. Overarching energy is the devil. Mary Trump basically says, you know, all these people think that Donald Trump's purposely trying to get arrested. She goes, no, he's not. She doesn't believe that at all. She doesn't think he's smart enough to think that complexly. Trump, if he got elected, or if he got arrested, he feels like he would get more support from his base, and he probably would. And he feels like he could fundraise from them, and he probably would. But he's already got a lot of support from his base. So what difference does it make if you arrest him or not? There's no rioting. There's nobody showing up. Maybe more people will show up, but you've got a big police presence there. It's not a big deal. And a matter of fact, you might have more counter protesters show up because for the first time in New York history, in their lifetimes, this clown is being held to account. And they might show up in support of the court system finally holding this 77-year-old man baby accountable for the first time in his life. So, you know, it may not be the it may not be the flex that people fear when it regards to Trump. The lesson to be learned is the Empress. You know, it's not quite the Queen of Swords, but there's a certain kindness when you allow people to be held accountable for their actions. He's been taken care of and coddled his whole life. He has never had to face the consequences of his actions. And maybe for the judge to take care of the witnesses, the lawyers, the jury, so on and so forth, you have to do an act of kindness to this man and hold him to account. Outcome is the Queen of Pentacles. He may get one more chance. He may get one last warning. If I had seen like the Four of Wands, I'd have had a different answer. He might skate on this. But remember, the Queen of Pentacles is about value and practicality. And finding him is not very practical. It doesn't stop the behavior. You have another thing of value that you can exercise that would be of value to him, and that's his freedom. It's funny, listening to Lawrence O'Donnell today describing his his seeing of Donald Trump, and he was talking about Trump is already a prisoner because he's stuck in the courtroom and he can't leave and he can't get up and leave when he wants to and he can't drink a dozen Diet Cokes and doesn't have people waiting on him hand and foot. Yeah, but it might be a step further. It could be a fine, one last one, or it could be incarceration. I'm leaning towards the latter because you can look at it this way. The Queen of Pentacles and that one is, he got the warning. The warning that this is the pragmatic solution because fining you $1,000 is not a pragmatic solution. And the Queen of Pentacles is all about pragmatism and value. He's in trouble. I am not going to kid you. Now, Donald Trump may not be my favorite person in the world, but if I were advising him and I thought he would actually listen to me, I would tell him to knock it off. He's he's going to find himself on the wrong end of the bars. Now, he's not going to have Bubba as a cellmate and all that stuff. He's not. He even when he's in jail, he's not going to be in jail like anybody else. But it's still jail. It's still not pleasant. His restrictions are moved, and again, as Mary Trump said, he won't have access to his spray tan and his hair products and stuff like that. It would be wild if they jailed him overnight and he had to show up to court the next day, looking a little disheveled. You can almost see the smirk on the judge's face. Did we learn our lesson? Mr. Trump, I'm glad you could join us today. I hope you learned a valuable lesson. Very unfair. Very unfair. Now I know how Melania feels. Okay. Trump posting up that thing about the judge's daughter. I want to look. How is the judge feeling about that? The Sun card. Oh, not good. The truth has been exposed. Yeah, and as I've said on many a reading, the truth is not a friend of Donald Trump because he lies so much. I was only planning on doing a 4-parter for this one. Page of Swords, talking about his daughter, young woman here, politically active. I don't think the truth is that she made $90 million. If the truth is she made $90 million, the judge might hit her up for a loan to buy a boat. The judge is livid. Oh, he's pissed. Where's Will Smith when you need him? You know what I mean? Don't let her name escape your dirty mouth. Oh, Lord. He's pissed because he knows what Trumpers are capable of. The fanaticism that Trumpers are capable of. And this is probably stressing him out, but I think he's going to share the love. Underneath is the 8 of Cups. Somebody's walking away. I doubt this is the judge recusing himself because Donald Trump posted something up about his daughter. I think the judge is like, as the moon unblocks the sun and the sun shines through, this judge is ready to send him away. I do think this judge is going to put Mr. Trump away in jail. Whether it's the county courthouse jail, which I suspect it would be the county courthouse jail because you could probably easily segregate him from people, and it's easier for the Secret Service to be there with their weapons and things along those lines. Rather than sending him to Rikers Island. Rikers Island would be more appropriate, but again, you can give him a light rap on the knuckles with a ruler. Incarcerate him overnight in the courtroom holding cells. That might send a message. You don't necessarily have to send him to Rikers the first go around. Now, if he doesn't learn his lesson on the first go around, then now you have that threat in your back pocket. It's like next time it's not going to be overnight at the courtroom. Next time it's going to be Rikers. Might be a 3-day weekend. Might be a week. So that's how the judge is feeling. What's Trump feeling right now with regards to this? Does he even care? Is he worried? 10 of Swords. Hard to believe that he would think that it's all over here. Let's see where we're going to go with this. He actually, to me, I feel like he's feeling like he's got nothing left to lose. His happy life has been destroyed by all this unfair treatment here. He's not been treated fairly. He's been treated poorly. Everybody's against him. The judicial system is totally rigged against him by this totally conflicted judge. Honestly, yeah, Trump's feeling defeated. He's still trying to reach out to his base. He's trying to get his base to come out. His base has supported him before, and he's looking for different ways to activate them. Oh, geez. Same card underneath. Um, in some ways, I'm thinking he's worried that he's going to go to prison. Then why do the action? People aren't showing up. I think he just wants people to show up, and they've abandoned him. Nothing he's doing is working. I mean, a normal person, they'd be like, oh crap, I just effed up big time. Or you know what it might be? It's like, yeah, it's not going to happen. I'll just get fined again. I can pay the fines and I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Basically, he's going to keep doing what. Here we go. That makes more sense too. He is not going to end things. He is not going to stop and walk away from this until the fines stop. As long as he's getting fined, he's fine. And he will keep on doing it. That makes more sense to me given Trump's mindset. Most of us wouldn't do these actions. Can you imagine? Just kind of like putting it in perspective. Let's pretend Trump is a billionaire. Okay, has a net worth of $1 billion. $1,000 is 1/millionth of his net worth, because a million times by 1,000 is $1 billion. So 1/millionth of your net worth. This would be like if you had a net worth of of $1 million, that would be like a fine of $1 to you. That's like a swear jar type thing. Or let's say your net worth's 10 million. 10 million is a lot of money. That would be like a $10 fine. Would a $10, if you had $10 million to your name, your net worth, would a $10 fine even slow you down? If you had $1 million, would a $1 fine slow you down? No, it wouldn't. It really wouldn't. It's, $1 million sadly is not a lot of money anymore. Well, I guess it depends. If you're living in the swamp in Sherry's backyard in the swamp, $1 million could be a lot of money. It'd buy you a lot of gator boats and stuff like that. But if you're like in the Bay Area, $1 million, it doesn't get a lot. It doesn't get you very far. $1 million could get you a 2-bedroom, 2-bath townhouse. And I'm not kidding when I say that. It's really expensive to live here. Okay. What's going to happen when the next charges of the violation of the gag order come through from to Judge Merchan? Now that he's attacked the judge's daughter, how is this going to pan out, given the current energies? The Hanged Man, the willing sacrifice. Here we go. The judge is looking at things differently. Trump has made himself a willing sacrifice out of all this. and crossed by the Magician card. He's not going to be able to talk his way out of this. This is not oh, it wasn't me, Judge. I didn't know that he was talking about your daughter. It's in the first 2 minutes. Nothing believable about this. And there's your 2 of Wands. That was in Trump's reading. He did this on purpose. He's trying to antagonize the judge. He's trying to get people out there. Maybe if he gets himself arrested or threatened to be arrested, it will help manifest more people to show up and sacrifice themselves against the courtroom doors and fight the police and overturn barricades. I think the judge has other plans. It's like, you don't learn your lesson. We're going to teach you a lesson. You did this. Basically, you did this to yourself. You effed around, and now you're going to find out. A lot of major arcana. Good Lord, 3 in a row here. The past is the Fool card. It's a gag order. No attacking the jury. No attacking the witnesses. No attacking the the court personnel, including their family members. He went after the judge's daughter. Could you do something more foolish than that? It's the judge's freaking daughter. Trump has been given so many opportunities, so many breaks. He has been treated like the favored child and handed all these lovely flowers and given so many extra opportunities, and he just smashes all the vases. There's no appreciation for the way that people have treated him. And it would be naive to think that he will continue to, that he will suddenly start behaving himself unless something radically different happens. The definition of insanity: it's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. The judge, this is the nightmare. The judge is suffering, and the judge, I think, is willing to share the nightmare, the stress and the anxiety. It's like almost like, I cannot believe he just did this. I cannot believe I'm going to have to do this. I don't think that's quite the emotion here. I think that, again, worrying about his daughter, but it's going to be like, this judge has a bit of an edge to him. I don't know if he'll have sleepless nights. He'll be concerned, but he's going to make sure somebody else has some sleepless nights. The lesson to be learned is the Queen of Cups. This judge isn't going to... He's pissed. I got that Ace of Cups underneath there. He's pissed. He's not going to show he's pissed. I think when I first read on him, I likened him to Jack Smith. He's a bit of an assassin. He's a bit of a cold-blooded killer. And this is going to be... He's going to control his emotions, but somebody is going to pay for this. And the messaging is going to be, as I said with the Will Smith quote, don't let my wife's name escape your dirty lips, or whatever his quote was. I could look that one up, I suppose. But he's going to put a lid on these antics by Donald Trump. Outcome is going to be the Wheel of Fortune. This is going to be the find out part. I think he's going to incarcerate him. He might give him one more chance, but I think he's going to incarcerate him and give him, an opportunity to learn from this situation. Because Trump doesn't learn. Well, he's learned all right. He learns he gets away with anything he wants to because people won't hold him accountable. Okay, so... will the judge incarcerate Donald Trump at the next gag order violation meeting? Ask the straight up question. Given the energies right now, things can change. Trump could do some more silly stuff and really cook his goose. Given the energies of everything, will the judge incarcerate Donald Trump during the next gag order hearing for violations against the gag order? Let's see. Little four-carder. Somebody's going to be restricted. That's something. Illusions, delusions, lack of integrity. Gotta teach a lesson. Oh, this is not good for Donald Trump. Not even a little bit. You're not getting it. You keep doing weird stuff. Slow progression here. What's in a card underneath there? And a burden. I don't know if there's a between step. If there was a between step between... Yeah, I think, what to me the between step is? Overnight in the courthouse. It's not Rikers Island. It's overnight in the courthouse. And it gives the judge the opportunity to continue ratcheting up the punishment. If if you violated the gag order and you could have Trump be under house arrest for like a weekend, that would work to fit in this. But if that is not an option, then I think the courthouse holding cell overnight would be the option. You got to get the message across. The judge is not fooling around anymore. You keep saying stuff you're not supposed to. You're not taking this seriously. You're not acting with honor. You're acting crazy. You're going to stop. And I'm going to be the man who does it. So, given the energies right now, I do think the judge is planning on sending a lesson to him. And he's going to restrict his movements. It's about darn time. Okay, we'll leave it here. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your kind words, your thoughts, and prayers. I've deviated from the script. I don't have a script. Thank you very much for your thumbs up, your comments, everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm. My channel has gone through a lot of growth over the last couple months. Heck, over the last 15 months or so. And it's all because of you and your support. I really do appreciate it. Have a great weekend. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.